I'm sure you've heard the advice to eat 3 meals and 3 small snacks throughout the day to keep your metabolism going. Maybe you eat how I used to, eating several small meals and grazing and kind of eating like a bird all throughout the day. When I used to eat like this, I had no idea that this snacking was one of the worst things I could do for my metabolism and my blood sugar. I'm Dani Hamilton, a holistic nutritionist and blood sugar specialist. The healthiest snack for your blood sugar is not snacking at all. I always say there's no such thing as a healthy snack because snacking is not healthy. Sorry guys. One of the main reasons is because of the impact that snacking has on our blood sugar and our metabolism and all those hormones that regulate it. When we eat anything besides just pure fat, and I don't think you guys are snacking on sticks of butter, we will inevitably raise our blood sugar and insulin at least a little bit. Blood sugar will come down pretty quickly, but our insulin will stay elevated, and especially if we're eating meals and snacking in between, our insulin never really has a chance to come down, so this will lead to insulin levels that are just built up in our blood over time. And why is this a problem? Well, insulin is our fat storage hormone. When insulin is high in the blood, it tells our body to be building fat, and it also blocks our body from using any stored fat as energy. When our body can't burn stored energy, we'll be dependent on the energy that we get from our meals. When that starts running out, we will be driven to seek out quick energy sources like carbohydrates to get our blood sugar and energy levels back up. This can keep us in that vicious cycle of snacking. Snacking also impacts leptin. Leptin is a hormone that I just started learning about, and what I'm learning about it is blowing my mind. You might have heard of leptin as our satiety hormone, but it does so much more than make us feel satiated. Leptin is a hormone that is made in our fat cells, and it has the job of telling our brain how much energy we have stored on our body. Leptin communicates this to the brain by docking to the hypothalamus. Think about the hypothalamus as our air traffic control center of our brain. Leptin needs to communicate to the control tower between meals and also gives a nightly report around midnight every night. It will say, okay, this is how much stored fat and stored energy, stored sugar in the liver that Dani has on her body. It might say, we have a little bit of extra stored body fat. We have a little bit of extra sugar. So you know what? You can lower Dani's appetite a little bit tomorrow. You can, start burning some of that body fat. No problem. We have excess and that'll be perfect. But what happens when leptin can't give this report to the brain? What happens then? Our brain will assume that we are starving. It will say, I did not get that message about the leptin from Dani, so we just need to assume that there is a famine going on. Don't even touch her body fat. Don't use that because we might need to use that for later because there is an emergency here. And you know what? Tomorrow, why don't you increase her appetite and increase her anxiety so she goes out and gets food? That is what the absence of a leptin signal will do to our bodies. So as you can see, it's going to dysregulate our hunger and all these signals and make us hold on to body fat. It will also keep us with that desire to keep snacking. So what's one thing that prevents leptin from communicating with the hypothalamus? Insulin. When we're snacking all throughout the day and we're eating late at night, leptin never has that opportunity to compete with insulin to tell the brain how much stored energy we have. Unfortunately, the hypothalamus is always going to prioritize that signal from insulin over leptin. So if that's happening, this is going to keep us dependent on sugar and burning sugar for fuel and keep us really hungry and snacking throughout the day. So my favorite strategy to help with this is making sure we're building our plates in a way that doesn't spike insulin too much and also helps us go from one meal to the next without that desire to snack. At meals, I recommend to prioritize the PFF formula: protein, fat, and fiber. So you can start out by having a good amount of animal protein at your meal. For women, this might be around 30 grams of protein per meal, and for guys, it might be around 50 grams of protein per meal. You'll want to eat this first on your plate because protein is actually a great signaler to leptin, and it also helps us feel really full and satiated between meals. Then you'll want to add some healthy fats and some fiber from local seasonal vegetables to help make you feel full and satisfied. I also recommend gradually lowering carbs. This is going to have to be tailored to each person. This strategy will help you effortlessly stop snacking. Try it and let me know how it goes. And if you want my personal support on your blood sugar journey, make sure you get on the waitlist for Blood Sugar Mastery. Blood Sugar Mastery is my signature program that I run several times a year, and I'd be so excited to coach you inside the program to help you gain energy, improve your blood sugar, balance your hormones, stop snacking, and burn fat. Get on the waitlist below. I've left the link in the description.